A few years ago, Sisu gave us a very simple story, but with some brutal Nazi-killing action. And now we're back on the road to revenge, and it's crazier than ever. This time we follow our hero as he's trying to rebuild his old home. Some of Finland's territory has been ceded to the Soviet Union, and so when he actually returns to where his home used to be, he's now in the Soviet Union, and they take it upon themselves to go after him for all the things that he had done in the past, and you have basically a 90-minute chase. This movie is constantly moving, whether we're chasing him in a truck, we've got planes going after him, we're on a train. It's all about getting from one place to the other. It's constantly moving. You don't have as much downtime like we did in the first one, where often he would get ahead of the Nazis, they would have to take some time to catch up, he had time to prepare. There's some of that, but in this, there's just so much vehicular action. Something is always going on. It's a very quick movie, just like the first one was. It's not even 90 minutes, but even still, it's fast-paced as hell. It goes by like that because things are just constantly happening. We have a much more personal story this time. I liked the first movie, but it was very light on plot and character and all that. This guy's got some gold and he wants to be able to get to the bank and use his gold. This time, it's much more intimate with the fact that he is actually trying to use that gold for something he cares about, to rebuild his family home, try to restore some kind of sense of normalcy to his life with his little dog. And the villain is also more personal and connected to his past. He's played by Stephen Lang, which is awesome, so that's a big upgrade as well. Pretty much everything about the setup here, I think, is elevated from what the first movie did. It's a really good-looking movie, and then you have the action, which is also stepped up in many ways. There's some crazy shit. One thing I really liked about the first one is the fact that Sisu means this like white knuckle courage, this determination. So it wasn't just about the fact that the main character was so good at killing people, it was about the fact that he was so hard to kill. There were situations where it seemed like this guy is done. How could he possibly get out of this? And he will find a way. He'll not only be clever enough to think of a solution, but then he'll have that grit to actually do it that a lot of people wouldn't be willing to do. Even if they thought of it, they wouldn't be willing to put themselves through the pain that it would take to get them out of that scenario, but he does it, and he does some wild shit in this where it's like, what is he doing exactly? And then you see, it's like, oh my god, he actually did that to himself in order to knock over this domino to have this piece in place for later on that he would be able to escape the situation, and it's wild. Very brutal, a lot of people getting stabbed and shot and blown up. There's some really fun action. It's very creative. They definitely up the scale of a lot of it because, like I said, we got all these tanks and planes and trains and all this shit going on, and this action that's constantly in motion. The main character is taking a hell of a beating, just constantly thinking there's no way this guy can keep going, and he just does. The only thing that I was kind of mixed on about it is the fact that it does go too far sometimes. Some of the situations in this movie are straight out of Looney Tunes. You always have to suspend your disbelief. You did a little bit in the first one too, but with this one, it really pushes it. There are some times where it's just like, that's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And it would be okay if it was consistently like that. It was just goofy the whole time, but a lot of it's very serious. There is some gritty, brutal action, and we're supposed to take the story pretty seriously. And it's only occasionally when suddenly the movie decides physics just don't exist anymore. And it kind of takes away from the character a little bit because he's all about the Sisu, the determination, the will to live. And so sometimes it feels like he's not surviving because of his ironclad will. It feels like he's surviving because the script needs him to. So the rules of reality have to rewrite themselves occasionally. It definitely pushes itself too far sometimes. Like, no, that would not happen. He would be dead. But if you can accept that, there's just a lot of crazy, wild action. They're just pushing it with what they're capable of doing here. And it's really cool. It's fun. It's fast-paced. It's still super simple. This guy's going across the country trying to build his home. Bad guys are after him. There's not complexity to it, but when you know what you're getting into based on the first movie, this is a really fun follow-up. This is not my favorite action franchise out there, but I do like what it gives us. I do like the action in particular. It has some of the best moments of action we've gotten in recent years, so just keep doing more. It's great. The main actor is really committed. He's really good. He has even less dialogue in this one. I know he had like 3 sentences in the first film. Don't expect to get that much out of him this time. But this was fun. I enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts in the comments below what you thought of the first one, how you thought this one compared, if you thought it was a little too silly, or if you thought they elevated it appropriately. I'm curious about that. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe. If you'd like to see more from me, leave a like. I appreciate it. See you next time.